to the NOFOMO Podcast, where we keep it real with traders from every corner of the game. Today's guest, Melissa Daytrades, a trader who proves that psychology, community, and discipline are true keys to longevity in this business. From overcoming the steep learning curves of trading terminology to mastering emotional control, Melissa breaks down the mindset that fuels her growth and the milestones that define her journey. If you're looking for practical advice, inspiration, and a peek at how women are reshaping the trading landscape, you don't want to miss this one. Let's dive in. What is happening, guys? We are back with another episode of NOFOMO, man. And today we got something I consider real special on the show today. We got Melissa Daytrades on the show. What is happening, Melissa?
Hey guys, happy morning or happy day,
Hey.
whatever.
Man, I am excited to have you on, man, because I see you growing. I see your progress. I love your confidence, and I want to get to know you, man, because I feel like you can bring value to the community, with everything that you're doing. So, Melissa, tell me, how did you first get started into day trading, and what inspired you to pursue it seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me here. I think it's awesome what you're doing also. Bringing
For
people
sure.
on real life, right?
Right.
Real. Yeah, so what actually brought me into taking it seriously would be last year. Um, I feel like I just need to throw in a little bit that I'm already an entrepreneur, right? So I already have experienced some growth and freedom in my life, and I'm craving more. And while I was kind of looking into this, my cousin had called and asked if I had looked into trading futures through a prop firm. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Fast forward to today, and I'm still working on it, still learning and still growing. But this seems like the easiest way to get that added. I don't want to say easy, simple, right? Not easy. An added revenue stream in order to give me more time freedom and
Right.
to get to the next level. I'm an entrepreneur through and through. I have things I want to build, and this will get me there a little faster. Plus, I love the psychology involved in trading, just how much you fight with yourself, how much you need to learn and grow personally. I thrive on that stuff. So that's kind of a little bit about my journey of how I landed here. It just made sense, and I'm excited to become even more consistent. And yeah.
Cool. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you face early in your trading career?
Yeah, so I was totally a newbie into the day trading space in general. I have been investing over time. I've done some swing trading over time. But jumping into this space, just even understanding what the heck people were talking about was a challenge at the beginning. I was like,
Right.
what are you talking about? Um, all the different terminology. But really, so I'm also a mindset coach. I am
Mm-hmm.
a master teacher. And I love getting into how the brain works. That
Mm,
is the biggest hurdle for traders across the board. You hear people talking about the
mm,
FOMO, the revenge
right,
train, all of that. That's just our subconscious mind. We are
right.
self-sabotaging or we're getting caught up in whatever we're getting caught up in. So literally, like, I mean, how many times can you relate that you're sitting there and you're in a trade and you know you should walk away, but you're still
Mhm.
clicking, knowing that you shouldn't be clicking and you're still clicking and you're like, why am I clicking? It's
So
crazy.
true. Yeah. The psychology is everything, man, because if you don't have control over that, nothing else is going to follow right.
Yeah, and I'm over here thinking, "Man, I'm so disciplined in my life. I've come so far." Yeah. Go trade and see how that works.
For real. So, can you describe a major turning point in your trading journey? Like, when did things start clicking for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I would say, there's been a few different milestones, right? Just taking it seriously and putting time on my calendar was the first thing that really helped it click. So prior to that, I think I was just trying to fit it in. I'm running different businesses, have family to care for, and I was very distracted. And then
Mm,
you can't do that when you're distracted. You
right.
can't, well, you
Uh,
can. You're not going to be effective when you're distracted. You're not going to be
right.
effective when you're emotional. You're going to be effective when the kid's talking to you. You're not going to be effective when Slack's going off and the team needs you. So that would be the first milestone, just blocking that time in my calendar of like, this is your trade time. Don't schedule, don't open Slack yet. Honor
Mm,
that time for yourself. The second milestone for me would be joining the community that I'm in, the Peachy investor community. I
Mm.
didn't want to get involved in a community originally just because there's so many scammers out there.
Right,
I wasn't
right.
sure if I really wanted to invest in a monthly commitment, um, just to like be stuck with people that are going flashing their Lambos. Nothing against
Mm-hmm.
that, but just not there.
Right,
That's not who I am. And
right.
then I found the Peachy investor community, and they're very down to earth, awesome people. It has the educational component and also has the Discord where you can drop your charting and all that fun
Right,
stuff.
right.
That has really helped me bring it
Mm,
down, have a support system because no one else in my life is really trading other than my cousin. So they
right.
all think I'm crazy when I'm like, let me tell you about, you know,
Right, right.
what is she even talking about? So to have people who are speaking the same language on the same journey has been awesome.
Mm. So like, tell me, what was Melissa like before getting involved in trading? Who were you before you came into the space?
Yeah, Melissa was a life adventurer, I say.
Mm,
So about 8 years ago, I went all in and decided to start my own business
mm-hmm,
and create a part-time income for myself while I can work around the family was my goal.
mm,
Fast forward to today, I've been building that business. It kind of took off so much more than I thought it would. My husband left his corporate job 2 years ago to come work for the family business. My
mm.
cousins work for the business. Two of our
Nice.
daughters works for the company. And we have 14 other people kind of all over the place, remote workers working for us.
Mm,
Um,
nice.
I'm a healer, and so even this medical billing is what we do. Even that is we're supporting therapists who are helping heal other people,
Mm,
specialize in
nice.
behavioral health. Just to be able to be a part of that. Plus, you
Right.
attract who you are, and the folks that are working for us are also looking for that time freedom,
Mm,
flexibility around their families. They're hard
right.
workers, but family is a priority, right? So how do you fit that into your everyday life? I want to get the work done. I can hit the deadlines, but I'm not going to be sitting here 9 to 5.
Mm,
So I guess I'm a little rebellious in that sense, and I like to build things. And it's been a lot of fun doing that, working on
mm,
healing myself.
right.
Pickle are here, generational, changing all that stories, and trying to do better for myself and my kids. This is all part of it. This is all part of the same journey, you know?
Mm. That's interesting, man, because it seems like you have a lot of great things going on. And I wanted to know, how do you balance trading with your personal life, especially on days with high market volatility?
Yeah. Yeah. If the market's too volatile, I'm not getting in there, I decided, because
Mm.
that's when your girl gets a little crazy.
Right, right, right.
Consistency, consistency. Even yesterday, there were some big moves on there. This is the
Mm-hmm.
first time I had like no FOMO because
Mm.
I already had a massage scheduled that morning. I knew Paul was talking. I'm
Mm.
back in the green. I'm back and consistent. I was like, I'm
Nice.
not touching it. I'm not even looking at it. That was it. And I didn't. And I was actually
Mm.
very proud of myself for that. I knew I had other things going on for my healing business that I was preparing
Mm-hmm.
for. So I'm beginning to learn my own patterns and my own cycles of, okay, I know I have a lot going on today. Let me not
Mm.
open the computer. I
Right.
like mentioned before, I have those blocks of time for the morning. So I'm doing the New York Open. I'm on the East Coast. It's easy for me to hop in and look at those time frames. Um, and then I have a reminder when we're getting to like the afternoon power hour, I have an alarm going off and I just check in with myself. Am I even in the mind space to go look at shutting down my charts when I'm working? Because otherwise I start seeing stuff moving and then I want to hop in there and I'm
Right.
distracted. I'm making like
What?
so it's a balance in general that I've already been working on between the separate businesses that I own and family and self-care and
Mm.
all that fun stuff. So
What do you primarily trade?
the NQ, my ADHD brain loves the NQ. I know other ones would be easier. I try to talk myself into maybe, checking in oil and gold or the ES, but I don't know. My brain just loves the chop, I guess. I'm a fan.
Right. And they say that NQ is highly volatile.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, and that's
Cool, cool.
part of the problem.
Well, you never have a dull moment, you know? So
Correct, correct. So we'll
so
see. Maybe next time we talk, I'll be doing something that moves a little slower.
so like, what is your primary trading strategy and how did you develop it?
Yeah, so when I first started this, I was actually watching Brett Simba and Patrick Wieland, and I know
Hmm.
Patrick is crazy, but I do what he does makes sense, right? I mean,
Right, right.
he made a brand being who he is, and I love that for him. Uh, but taking into account those pivot points, the trend lines, the
Mm,
ES, I
okay.
mean, EMA, watching the ES also because they're working together. Um, that opening range, that 15-minute opening range, I've noticed that is huge. If I'm trading within that range, I'm getting chopped out and blowing things up. So making sure we're outside of that range on either end, that has been
Mm,
the most beneficial. And then in the peachy trading community that I'm in,
hmm.
she's really into the fibs, which I did learn some of that with Brett Simba. So that is a whole nother art that I'm working on right now. Because
Okay.
I do see when you do the back testing with the Fibonacci sequence, plus I just love nature and science and the whole Fibonacci sequence is everywhere in the whole
Nice,
so
nice.
kind of fun, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, finding those pivot points, those support and resistant points, right? I've noticed that that is huge. I'm not trading when I get near those anymore. I'm waiting until it kind of decides which way it's going to go. That's been a huge difference. The Haikanashi whole candle piece has been pretty cool for scalping. I don't know if you played around with that at all,
Yes.
but that's been very interesting to watch how that works out.
Okay.
Um, so I'm kind of playing around with those strategies also. So I wouldn't say I really nailed one down other than
Mm.
definitely marking those support and resistance points, definitely watching the trends, definitely doing the opening range. And now I'm trying to see what other parts will fit in to help me fill out that picture more.
Okay. And like how do you approach risk management in your trades? Do you have a specific system for cutting your losses?
Um, is there a system? Yes. Do I follow it? Not always. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out if I just want to do like 2 losses and I'm out or a dollar
Hmm.
amount. Great question. That one out. This past week though, I have been like, if we hit 500, a loss for the day, I'm closing it out. And that has been
Right,
super helpful.
right.
Yeah, trying to figure out that whole piece of, do I want to do it by trade? Do I want to do it by dollar amount? Do I want to do it by percentage of where I am on that account? I'm still working out those details.
Right. And how deep are you into your trading journey? How
I
many years?
Yeah, so only about a year and a half on
Nice,
with futures
nice.
specifically,
Okay.
yeah.
And
Yep.
future specifically.
Yeah, so
No other market.
yeah, prior to that, I was just kind of fiddling around to, like I said, like short-term investment, long-term investment,
Right.
swing, things of that nature.
Just
I
trying to
have
get your feet wet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
options seem interesting, but that's just like there's enough to learn with futures. I haven't even touched options, but that's on my list of things to start looking at also. Did a
Okay.
crypto a little bit too back in the day, right? Made some
Right,
money,
right.
like even crazier than the NQ. We're not messing around with it too much.
So like, can you walk us through your daily trade routine? Like, what does a typical trading day look like for Melissa?
Yeah, absolutely. So even before I'm opening up the computer, like I had mentioned, it's all about mindset. So I
Hmm.
start every single day with a meditation or
Hmm.
two, depending on how early I get up. Some breath work. I really like the Wim Hof breath work technique, uh, getting your nervous system set. I have my lemon and salt water, warm
Mm,
water in the morning because I'm really working on my lymphatic system right now, getting my body, flowing the way that it's meant to, and that is supportive in that. I also start my day with ceremonial cacao, which is a heart opener. It's a grounding
okay.
plant. I actually purchased it from this company that they honor farmers that have been following the same Mayan tradition for processing this plant for 3,000
Mm.
years. Like, I'm serious about all this stuff, right?
Nice.
For my steps to even warming up during the day, I'm starting with gratitude. I'm starting with mindset. I'm starting with focusing on being a disciplined trader. That's
Hmm.
part of my visualization in the mornings. And then family, dogs, all that mayhem. And then I've
Mm.
learned that trading from home, actually, so I have a home setup also, has
Hmm.
been more supportive in me being focused. I don't know if it's subconscious or what it is, just me being in that same spot. I'll open up my trading view. I have the 1 day, 4 hour, 15-minute open immediately on the NQ, looking for trends, looking for the gap from the open from the night previously. checking out those pivot points, marking up my screen. I do multiple accounts just because I figure if I blow one, maybe I'll have the other still going.
Mm-hmm.
I do copy trade those accounts from time to time when I'm feeling more secure, when I'm
Okay.
feeling like I'm really in my game, right? And
Right.
I'm trying new strategies, and I'll probably pull off one of those accounts and play around with that a little bit so I'm not feeling too stressed about it. That's kind of why I do that. Um, and then yeah, I this past week I've walked away at that point and not come back until after 9:45
Nice.
because I have that opening range that I honor, and yet I still find myself clicking at times. So I will literally go downstairs, and I have a vibration plate, which is also good for a lymphatic
Yeah,
system.
yeah,
Go stand on my vibration plate for that 15 minutes, get
yeah,
my
yeah.
good, get some more water, and then I'll walk back upstairs, sit down, and wait for the setup, wait to see where it's going, wait for trade the
Nice.
candles, not what I'm, wishing it would be.
Right. Trade the candles, not your emotions. So
Perfect concept.
nice. So let's touch on your learning and your growth. Like well no, first I want to touch on your emotional and psychological aspect. What
Yeah.
role does emotional control play in your trading, and how do you manage stress and anxiety during losing streaks?
Yeah, great question. No, I'm kidding. Um, yeah, so being super aware of my emotional state. I literally put a sticky on my screen at home of like, what is your state as a
Mm-hmm.
reminder? Because oftentimes we just get so in motion, right? We're just moving through the day,
Mm-hmm.
moving through the motions, not really paying attention to how our body's feeling, what's going on emotionally. And that's what happened to me last week. I
Mm.
was having a day, I wasn't feeling good, didn't even realize I was getting my son's cold and blew my account. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done for the week.
Oh man.
I'm just gonna go be sick now.
Right.
But it was a great reminder for me. I don't actually get upset about it, except it's just a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you did. This is what you want to do going forward. Because
Mm.
I'm taking this so seriously and I've done so much in my life, I've overcome so much. I'm thinking, why can't I do this? That now I'm taking that focus or taking that perspective of this is just a learning experience. It's
Right.
okay. People blow accounts. That's all part of the experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're doing prop firms. That's why we're not putting our own money in there right now. You know,
Right.
this
Right.
is why we're doing this. And then I'll just walk away. So if I am feeling upset about that losing trade or blowing up the account, I'll walk away and literally just walk outside and start grounding. Put my feet in the grass, pet one of my many animals I have at home,
Mm.
whatever that looks like, whatever that feels good, go for a walk, do another meditation in order to get my nervous system regulated again. It's all about getting yourself regulated again, and then just come
Right.
back with that clear mind and be like, where did I go wrong? What could I have done differently? And let me just learn from this experience.
So like, have you ever experienced significant losses, and how did you mentally recover from your approach?
Meaning, how did I trade differently or?
Right. How did you mentally recover from that loss, and like how did you go about making changes to it and adjustments to continue?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all about just reviewing. Where did
Mm-hmm.
I go? What can I do differently? And honestly, 9 out of 10 times, it's just I didn't follow my own rules,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny that I have celebrated how rebellious I am in life because it's gotten me where I've gone. And in trading, it does not work so well, right? So I'm making
Mm.
my own rules and then I'm just not following them.
Right.
That's literally what's happening, right? So the tweak is, what are your rules, Melissa? Follow the rules, which is why I said this week I'm just walking away during that opening range. I'm not even looking at it. Because you get those fake outs. Things start moving and you're like, oh, I'm in. And then nope, just kidding. We're chopping you
Yeah.
out. Now I
Yeah.
start the day off in the red. And now I'm frustrated. And now I'm more emotional. And now how am
Mm.
I trading? Right. So just putting those plans in place as you're leading up into the trading, I think is the most important. That's what I've been learning.
Mm. And what is something that helps you stay disciplined when markets are the most unpredictable? Like, do you have anything that keeps you grounded and centered?
Yeah, so, I'll do a variety of things when the market starts getting crazy to keep my hands busy.
Okay.
That might be playing the drum. I have a drum in my room that I like to play, just like a little djembe, you know?
Nice.
It might be pulling oracle cards because I'm into the spiritual thing, right? I might go light some incense as a reminder of like calm yourself down and be patient. The sticky notes, I'm telling you, I leave notes all the time to just look down at again. I'm like, be patient.
Mm,
Follow your rules. You've got this. This is leading you to where you want to go. I
right,
remind myself of that. So why am I in a rush? We're gonna get there.
right. So let's talk about your learning and growth. What books, courses, or resources have been the biggest impact on your trading journey?
So, I knew you were gonna ask me this, and I didn't have my list of my books. PG Investor, I've been following her for quite a while. I really
Nice.
like her style. Um, I'm not just saying that because I'm in her community. I'm in her community because I like her style. She's very down to earth. She's building her own like, mini farm, which is something that my husband and have done on different levels, and we're planning on doing it again. Um, Man Trading on YouTube. He also really goes into the psychology behind trading. I enjoy
Mm,
that because I think that's so pivotal. Like I said, Patrick Whelan is a little crazy, but if you watch his videos, he knows what he's doing. If you're watching
mhm.
where he's going in, where he's going out. And Brett Simba doesn't trade anymore, but I really, because he has his own prop firm now, but I really did enjoy watching them. So I switched over to Tradeify TV recently also and watching them. Just watching other traders that have been doing this much longer than I and really paying attention to what they're saying, even if
Right.
it doesn't make sense as a beginner, because you might be like, what the heck are they talking about? Just watching it over and over again, your
Mhm.
brain is going to start picking up on those patterns. Your brain is going to
Yes.
start understanding what they're talking about with this,
Right.
which can also be tricky because your brain is then trying to anticipate patterns that may not be happening, and then you're getting into trades that fail, but that's a whole other conversation.
Right. Right.
And then the books that I've liked was the Trader Bible for
Mhm.
candlesticks, Think and Grow Rich. I think that's great for everybody. Just
Mhm.
again, about mindset, subconscious, psychology of money has been super interesting. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind is another book that I really like.
Yes, that is a great book. Great book.
I have so many. What is the book that the Wolf of Wall Street guy wrote? I really like that book also. I can't remember the name of it. I have so many books. I have
Hey,
a book problem, guys.
ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You're always soaking in knowledge. That is great.
Books. I got the Spotify books. I got the Kindle. I have the books at home. I have the books here. I think the more you can learn and grow, even if you dislike the book, you're learning something because you're like, oh, that's something that I don't resonate with.
Right. Right.
So those are the main people that I focus on. I didn't want to get too scattered because there's so much information out there. So I just found a few folks that I really resonated with and
Mhm.
was like, I'm gonna watch these guys and learn.
So, how important is journaling your trades, and what insights have you gained from keeping a trading journal?
Yeah, so I was not great about that. In the beginning, mostly
Mhm.
because I was just trying to figure out it's so much. You're trying to learn, you're trying to implement, you're trying to write it down. So recently I started using TradeZella, which I had looked at previously. And I was
Mm.
like, oh, it feels like a lot for me. But I love TradeZella. So the
Mhm.
fact that you have all your accounts in there, they give you their own insights.
Mm.
It's super valuable. And plus you're seeing, instead of going back and forth between the different prop firms or what spreadsheet am I using or am I writing them down?
Right.
It's been great to just see the green, the red, looking at the trades, going back and reviewing where I entered, where did I exit, what could I have done differently.
Right.
10 out of 10, definitely recommend journaling and using whatever feels good to you. There's so many softwares out there, there's so many different options.
Right.
You can create a spreadsheet, write it down in a notebook, whatever feels good to you. But yeah, no, highly recommend. I was a little rebellious around that also in the beginning.
Okay.
And now I'm like, I've
it's
learned.
it's a tedious process, but it's a must do. Yeah. it,
Yeah, that was
it, it yeah,
the
that it was tedious.
yes.
Like
It was super
I'm not trying to do this. Like
I don't have time for this. I'm gonna try to make time for this other thing. Like, I don't have time for this.
right,
Look,
right.
making time for it is beneficial, turns out.
And like what is your view on demo trading versus live trading and when it comes to refining your strategy?
Yeah. I think demo trading is fantastic. I mean, it's
Mhm.
forcing you into their rules for a reason,
Mhm.
right? The prop firms are giving those rules, so it's forcing that discipline. Otherwise, you're not getting your payout. You're not moving on. You're not moving on to the next stage. You're not getting your
Right.
payout. So
Right.
I think it's awesome. I love that that's an option. I wouldn't even be in futures right now because I'd be losing all my own money.
Mm-hmm.
A learning process. I'm not saying I wouldn't have. I still was very interested and would have been looking to learn. But I think it really boosts that. So again, psychologically, paper trading versus being in a demo account with a prop firm, it's just different psychologically. Paper, I was like, well, it's paper. I could just do
Right.
whatever I want. It doesn't matter
Right.
if losing or if it shows I could just reset it. It's not a big deal. Which, yes, is still the same thing with prop firms. However, you have that added, these are your rules. You have this added, I can get into this paid account next, and that added, okay, that brings me that
Right.
financial piece that I'm looking for. I do recommend paper trading when you're starting. However, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying into that demo, I think gives that added layer of realness to it.
Right.
Makes
Right.
sense. And has really been super helpful for me.
Nice. And
Yeah.
how do you continuously improve and adapt your strategy and market conditions? Like, are you learning because you've been serious about it for almost 2 years? Like, are you learning to spot the differences in how to adjust when the market is switching up?
Yeah, so I think I'm starting to learn that with, the news and Powell, man. Or if
Mm,
God forbid someone tweets something.
right, right.
um,
Oh God.
yeah, patience, 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 patience. That's the
Yes.
only thing I could say is just being patient. This isn't a race.
Mm-hmm.
Fishing is where you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and just recognizing that if it's moving sideways, it's moving sideways. There are days that it's going to move sideways. There are days
Right.
that you're not going to take a trade. And that's just as important as the days that you are taking trades.
Right.
That took me quite a while to even wrap my mind around that concept. In my head, it was like, even though I'm an entrepreneur and I make my own times and I make my own rules,
Mm-hmm.
still somewhere in my head, it was like, if you're going to take this seriously, you need to be taking a trade every day. Well, guess what? Market conditions aren't great every
Every day. Right.
turns out in the summer, it really slows down also, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you don't trade as much in July because it's just not great conditions, or
Yep.
maybe, who knows? But just looking at those ranges, watching the support and resistance, are we bouncing?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a huge thing for me. I would try to get in there anyway. Like I knew better than the other traders. I've been doing this forever. Like, I know better than the market, or I don't know
Yep.
what was. Just scalp. No, you're blowing. It's fine. You're losing. Stop it. So yeah, I'm starting to see the trends. Obviously, I'm always looking at the news every morning to see if there's any big news and stay out of the stuff because it's a
Mm-hmm.
rule, but it's a rule for a reason. Like you
Right.
don't
Right.
see those crazy moves and then blow everything that you've worked so hard to get in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I am starting to see those patterns, and I'm definitely just patience.
Mm.
Look, take that bigger view. It's kind of I've noticed that it's almost like you get this laser focus on like I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade. That is not helpful. It's when you're stepping back and taking the observer role and looking at the bigger picture, looking at bigger time frames, looking at what's happening, you know, in the economic calendar, what is happening today at that bigger picture, and then just sitting back and waiting for those setups to show that there's
Mm.
going to be momentum, and then we're hopping and seeing where it goes.
Right. And I mean, like something I was thinking about while you're talking about the differences of adapting your strategy to the market is the fact that I was trading when Trump was president the first time. And I was trading during Biden's administration. I'm trading now during Trump's administration. And the difference in the way the market moves. The first time he was president, while Biden was president, and the time he moves now, it's totally different. And
That's
you
true.
you have to readjust for those market conditions that's going on globally, and it's going on with the U.S. administration. So that's something crazy that I just thought about in the process of you talking about that.
Yeah, that's true. Like I've only been doing this for about a year and a half, right? But I can also see just how the market moved in general. Like never mind during COVID,
Right.
made some good money on some swing trades and long-term investments during COVID. Right? Just watching all of that and understanding all that. I haven't been watching it that closely for
Mm.
as long. But can definitely just even see the difference, yeah, as we started moving up into the election season, then moving
Hmm.
into the switchover of Trump being president and all of that. Yeah, yeah, it gets crazy.
Hmm.
It gets
And
really
like
crazy.
how do you see that trading has evolved over the years? How do you see it changing in the next decade with based on what you've seen thus far?
That's a great question. I don't know if I have an answer for that. I haven't really thought about that.
Hmm.
Interesting thought. Where do I think
Right.
it's going? I do see that, women are getting more involved in financial
Yes, they are.
education in general. I love that.
Yes.
Women are really taking their finances into their own hands. They wanna
Right.
understand what it
Right.
means to invest in long term in
Hmm.
retirement. What is day trading? What is swing trading? What is the stock market even, right? All of the
Yes.
questions are being asked, and I'm seeing more and more women step into the space, and
Yes.
I personally think that's awesome. So I think that is something that is changing. It's been very
Right.
male dominant, and I would love to
Right.
see the next 10 years where it's just more even. I
Right.
think that
Right.
I also
Uh,
I also
that's a,
oops, sorry.
no, but no problem. No problem. That's awesome that you mentioned that because I have a few of you ladies scheduled to be on the podcast, and I wanted to make sure I gave an ample amount of support to you guys because that is great that y'all are getting involved in this space, and this space is becoming more diverse. And
Yeah,
it's giving I wanted to make sure that I have people on that some of everybody can relate to, because I know that some people will resonate with some people and some people might not resonate with others, but the fact that the space is diverse and I'm giving a little bit of something for everybody to resonate to is that brings value to the community, man, and lets you know that it doesn't matter who you are, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do
yeah.
it.
That's what I love about your style and your vibe, because I believe that in general, in all
Right.
areas. If you can build whatever life you want,
Hmm.
whatever feels good to you, whatever that dream is in your heart, it's there for a reason. You can
Right.
absolutely bring that into fruition 100% given, if you go and learn or find the right support, whatever that looks like for you. Podcasts like this are fantastic because you can find people that you resonate with and see different perspectives from
Right.
different people. I was just going to mention also the custodial accounts for children
Hmm.
I've seen has really been going up also. I have some old
Wow. I haven't heard about that.
Yes, I have some older kids that are like, "Okay, mom, we'll trade some stuff, leave me alone." Or they'll invest, they're not trading.
Hmm.
They'll invest. My 14-year-old is a whole different creature. He's an
Wow.
entrepreneurial spirit like myself, and he's been investing. So we have, Greenlight is what we use to pay him. So you
Hmm.
can do their allowance through there, they can save, but they can also invest in there. So he's actually doing his own research and investing. Greenlight, there's some educational components there also. We're learning together. I share some of,
Wow.
he's 14, so he knows better than
Right.
me.
Right.
I actually did pick a couple stocks that were really good. And so I think that piece, we'll probably see more of that. Bloom is another app that you can allow your kids to invest in custodially, and Cash App allows them to. I think Venmo also. So he can actually invest in Bitcoin through Cash App. He can invest in some other stocks through Greenlight, Bloom, or Venmo. And I think that's awesome because that's teaching that next generation how to start investing in themselves.
Hmm.
And at such an earlier level, I wish I had that when I was a teenager,
Right.
starting 15 years old, 14 years old, what a different life it would be.
Hmm.
So I also think that we'll probably see more of that. And I think it will correlate with women getting more involved in the space. Nothing against guys. I just think that, in my experience, women tend to think more globally as like, how can I also bring this to the family as a
Hmm.
whole?
Right.
How do we do that? It's not just about me doing it. How do we spread that wealth with our friends and our family and teach our kids to start doing this stuff if they're interested in it, right?
Hmm.
So I would love to see more of that.
And let's touch on advice that you would give to new traders coming into the space, because once we get so far down the line, hindsight is 2020. What advice would you give someone just starting their day trading journey?
Great questions. Where I would start with the psychology behind it, honestly. I know everybody wants to jump into the technical analysis, which is clearly super important. Um, you're only going to get so far if you're not taking that psychological piece seriously. You may even need to step it back and just think, what is my relationship with money? What is my money story that I was taught from society, from where I grew up, from my family, was I taught the belief that you have to work hard to make money. Otherwise, you're not successful. Sometimes you just need to start in that actual space. Otherwise, subconsciously, you're going to self-sabotage. You're not even going to be able to move forward because your subconscious brain thinks this is too good to be true. This is not how we make money. So take that into account as you're moving into this space. And also, yeah, just like I had mentioned, find a YouTuber that you really resonate with that's not blowing smoke up your butt, who's actually real life trading, real life results. They're showing
Right.
you ins and outs. They're explaining some of these terminologies to use. Watch them regularly and see what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And then go in the charts and look back and see if you can see it. What are these flags they're talking about? What is support and resistance? How are they drawing these trend lines? Watching them and then applying it. There's so many free resources out there that you can start charting and seeing what that looks like for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're into the futures, I definitely recommend the prop firms once you're feeling comfortable enough to give it a go. The Apex is a great example of super beginner friendly because they're always having a ton of discounts, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
usually 80% off. Sometimes they're 90% off. You're not paying that much per month. It's like $34.50 for a Trade account at 80% off. Go and try it. Follow their rules. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's Discord communities for these prop firms. But don't get caught up in these Discord communities where people just try to sell you stuff all the time, right? Like
Right. Right.
please. Don't fall for the
Right.
scammers. Don't fall for people that are like, pay me $200 for this one-on-one. I promise I know what I'm talking about. Don't fall for any of that. Look for the guys that have the bigger followings. They seem legit. They've
Right.
been around for years, please. And when you're ready, also find a good community that you can invest in, that you do resonate with, because it can be lonely. And
Mm-hmm.
having people that you can bounce ideas off of and, snapshot your charting and your trades and be like, can you guys help me see where I went wrong? There's
Mm-hmm.
so much value in that. It's all about education. It's all about learning. Everybody I know that has been in this game for over 8 years, 10 years, they're still
Mm-hmm.
learning. They're
Right.
still growing.
Right.
Like you mentioned, the market is always changing, which is the fun part. It's never going to be consistent. I think that's fun. um, so take the time, do the due diligence, learn, and carve out that time. But if you're getting discouraged, reach out.
Right.
You
And
know,
so if we could hop in the DeLorean and we could go back in time as a trader in your space that you are now, what would you go tell yourself when you first started trading?
I mean, honestly, I probably would have told myself to join the PG community earlier
Mm,
rather just because this particular community that I'm in, she has that educational component, super beginner friendly and
mm,
advanced friendly. So
mm.
I do wish that I came in a little bit earlier. I don't wish that. Everything happens for the reason. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. I'm not going to
Right.
put that
Right.
there. But that is what I would tell myself because I was already watching the videos. I was already doing a dive into the psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like having that added support, live support from folks that have been doing this longer than myself would have been more beneficial.
Mm. So like
Get
what is
Melissa.
so what is one mistake you see new traders make over and over again?
Same mistake new traders make over. I mean, quitting is the number one. They're just like, I give up. Giving into
Yeah.
the 90 to 95% of people fail. I'm a failure. I'm quitting. It's not easy. It
Mm-hmm.
takes years,
For real.
acknowledging that it takes years, just like anything else. Nobody just hops into anything. Took
Right.
you long to learn how to walk too, but you figured it out because you kept trying.
Right.
So keep
Right.
trying and keep journaling. The journaling thing is so a mistake. Because you're not really watching what you're doing. You're not really
Right.
taking notes. You're not really even seeing where you can do better. Um, and then trying to start with their own money right off the bat. That's
Mm.
also a mistake because then it hurts more, it hits more, right?
Yes.
And you're becoming discouraged and then you're walking away when you might have been able to overcome that by learning more and paper trading or doing the demo accounts, whatever that looks like, depending on what you're trying to trade.
So like we're coming to the end here, and these questions that I like to ask are rapid fire sniper questions. You
Yeah.
just answer first thing off the top of your mind that comes to mind. This is just to get to know you a little bit more. What is your go-to trading platform?
So I use Trade or Wealth Charts.
Okay. And coffee or energy drinks?
Oh, neither.
Okay. Just give me the caffeine, whatever you got.
I'm trying to be caffeine free right now, but I love my coffee. I would have been coffee a couple weeks ago.
Right. So what is the most underrated skill in trading?
Psychology. I know I keep saying it, but I really just don't see a ton of people talking about it as much as I would love to see people talking about it. Maybe I'll talk about it more. Who knows?
And favorite book on trading?
Oh, man. The Psychology of Money.
And do you trade? Oh, okay. Because that's a financial mindset book, right?
I was gonna say that's financial mindset, not necessarily trading. So I don't know if that's
And do you trade with music or in silence?
usually in silence. Yeah.
And best stress reliever after a rough day?
My dog. I'm just like,
Nice.
You'll always love me.
Right. Somebody loves you unconditionally.
Struggle, make mommy feel better.
Man, well, Melissa, it has been a great conversation. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. This was a lot of fun.
For sure. And man, I am excited to see you grow. I'm watching and I'm rooting for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And that's what we need in the community. People rooting for each other, because we can all make it.
Right.
We can all do
it's
it.
plenty enough for everybody to eat out here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this podcast. I think it's an inspiration to those that,
For sure.
may give up otherwise.
For sure. And also I'm going to get all your socials so we can put it down in the description so everybody can connect with you that resonates with you. Awesome. So let's stay connected.
Absolutely.
And so guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the NOFOMO Podcast, where we discuss keeping it cool and adapting to today's ever-changing markets. Now, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future drops. We've got plenty more insights coming your way. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and remember, when it comes to trading, the best mindset to have is no FOMO. Y'all be cool, and we'll catch you on the next one.